evening and welcome to Thai PBS World. 4 days of the Republican National Convention was already complete with nomination of Donald Trump to run for second term of the U.S. presidency. What's next for the U.S. politics before presidential election on the 3rd of November? Thai PBS World Tonight คุณเทพชัยยอง and คุณนัทบุญนาค talk to Dr. วิบูลย์พงษ์ พูนประสิทธิ์ advisor to American Studies Association in Thailand.
In recent months, our nation...
Of course, you must have listened to Donald Trump's speech. So what do you think of his speech?
Well, before going to his speech, I think it's more like gearing toward their base only. Everybody talks about the good thing that Trump have done. There was little mention about the pandemic, about the COVID-19. And it was like selling the dream, because you say that, okay, in the COVID is going to go away. No mention about the things that happened, the shooting that happened in Wisconsin, right? I think he is selling his speech to his base only. And he mentioned the name Joe Biden more than 40 times, right? And it's a direct attack to Joe Biden, exactly. And it's kind of build the fear to the people that if you allow Joe Biden to become the president, all these kind of protests will be going on, and economy will be bad. We will have problem with China because he was the one he is the one who was the strongest against China. So everything is more propaganda. He said that the economy will come back. He looked at the kind of bright, glorious future, and assumed that people will buy his word and then believe whatever he says and go for it. And a key thing that I think is that it's a powerful statement by Trump, okay? Because it goes direct to his base. And it's exactly all the things that his base wanted to hear from him.
For the past 4 months of the Republican conventions, pretty much every single speaker that came out are from the Trump family. Is there some sort of significance behind this?
I think they are the inner circle surround Trump that seems to know very well what direction Trumps are going. And these are the people who drafted the speech and that kind of thing, and working like a teamwork, inside teamwork, which is coming out that maybe the outside circle right now is getting a little bit suspicious of what are the really policy of the Republican, not Trump Republican, but Republican. And as you can see that some might take a little bit distant from Trump, but that's only minority. Because everybody is still concerned that since he's speaking direct to the base, and the base will go with the people who endorse him. So if you don't endorse them, you might not get re-elected, and this is a key thing that.
What was also unprecedented was the fact that he used White House as a set for the last night of the convention,
right,
for the acceptance speech.
Right.
Of course, the Democrats think that is very unethical. But do you think will have any impact on the American people at large?
Like I said, when you're talking about American people, you're talking about which American people? If you're talking about his base, conservative base, I think they loved it. They love with what's that? The song, right?
Yes,
that's the song that Trump always liked it. That song. The firework and everything.
Spectacular.
So look at it. It's not fair, because when the Democrats try to do concerning of the coronavirus, so it's very dull. Not so many people can pay attention to, right? Because you cannot have the audience inside everything. But this you can have people sitting just like in the theater, and a lot of people, and no distancing, no mask. We can't even say that you can tell now who's are the Democrat, who are the Republican, because if you are the Republican, you don't wear mask. If you're a Democrat, you wear mask.
The biggest distinction.
Yes.
That's a good point, though.
So from this point on, many observers believe that it's going to be one of the ugliest elections, right? So do you think it will end up that way?
Because there will be a lot of voting, mail-in vote by voting. I believe that maybe this time they cannot announce the winner. Usually after on November 3rd, they should be able to predict, at least CNN will come out and predict who will be winning. And the next couple of days, and then you have the winning. But because this time it is very likely that the votes will not be able to come in time for the third. So they cannot count everything at a
So
in
it take
time.
quite a few days before
Take
we
a
can
few
know
days
the,
for
the
that,
results.
and with that, it's going to make it difficult to predict what's going to happen, because let's say like it depends on the votes. If the votes are very close, then it will be very decisive, because you need to count all the mail-in one, right? And that may give a kind of chance for Trump not to accept
So
the result.
they will give him excuse.
Excuse, yeah. I don't want to say that excuse, yeah, something like that, because that would probably decide who's going to win by the mail-in.
But before we go to the election day, but the campaign, I mean, will be certainly very, very fierce, very, very angry, right? Because judging from how Trump has been attacking Biden, and of course I'm sure that Biden will not be taking it sitting down and will be fighting back, so they will end up being very nasty against each other.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about the process through the election, because like I don't know how much time we have left, but I would like to say that because in theory, but president is elected by the electorate, not by the people, right? So once the electorate are together, the electorate are not required to vote according to the people, okay? They can vote independently. So it could be possible that we might have some kind of electors who change their mind and don't vote for that. For that.
And that never happened before.
It did happen, and it always happened, but it happened as a symbol. Maybe one or two change their mind just to show that they still hold on to the power. But if, let's say, like you have a very close result, because you need 270, right? What about if the another one like have 272 and the other candidate has 268, right? So you need two to shift, right?
Yeah.
So if the two shift, from 271 down to this other side, the 268 will be 270. You see my point?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can persuade two Democrats
To switch sides.
to switch sides.
Okay. That will open the Pandora box.
Exactly, and that's possible, and theoretically that's perfectly legal according to the Constitution.
But that would lead to certainly a lot of chaos.
Yes, that's right.
And that's all from Thai PBS World tonight. Thank you very much for watching.